Thank you, Senator Rubio, for being back with us. I want to get right to this next issue. Former President George W. Bush said one of the toughest issues he struggled with as a president had to do with stem cell research, an issue on which he first used his presidential veto. And our next question on this issue comes from Sarah Gubala, who's a science professor at Lamar University. She says she likes both Governor Kasich and you, sir. Sarah, what's your question for the senator?
Senator Rubio, you've been criticized by Right to Rise as being too pro-life to be president. What are your positions on stem cell research? As president, will you veto legislation that could help save a life at the cost of someone else's life?
Well, first of all, I don't view it as that kind of choice. I view it a couple things. Number one, there's all kinds of stem cell research going on, including on umbilical cord blood and things of this nature. I support all of that. What I do not support is anything that would lead to the creation of an industry where you are creating embryos solely for the purpose of cultivating stem cells, because I am pro-life. I believe that all human life is worthy of the protection of our laws. I recognize it's a difficult issue. It largely comes up in the context of abortion. This is a hard issue. I get it. It puts two competing rights against each other, the right to choose what you do with your body combined with the right of an unborn child to live. And I have to make a choice. When these two things are in conflict, which side am I going to be on? And I've chosen the side of life. Again, it's not a political issue for me. It's a human rights issue. I believe deeply that all human life is worthy of the protection of our laws, and I believe that if human life loses its protection or its dignity in our laws, we're a society headed in the wrong direction fast. And so that's my view. I feel passionately and deeply about it. I understand and respect Americans that have a different view on it. And I certainly believe we can continue to make advances on stem cell research without creating an industry where embryos are being cultivated simply for purposes of accessing stem cells.
So cord blood, fine, but embryo research, absolutely not. Is that your position, Senator?
Yeah, especially embryos that are created solely for that purpose. Yes, absolutely.
What about discarded embryos from IVF procedures and such?
That's a harder issue, obviously. But again, I think that the problem with that is it's very difficult to, what's hard about policing that is anyone can claim that they're going to be discarded already, so they're really not for purposes of life. I just don't, I'm very concerned about the industry. I'm just very worried about an industry being created that you're,
No, I understood. But just to clarify on the abortion issue, because you and I talked about this at the very first presidential debate back in August. You state now that you're against abortion, even in the cases of rape or incest. Is that your position tonight?
Yeah, what I said, I don't require those exceptions in order to support a law. On the other hand, I have supported laws that have those exceptions because I'm interested in saving lives. I support the 20-week abortion ban, and it has those exceptions because that's where the majority of Americans are. If I'm president, even though I don't personally require there to be exemptions for those two things, I will support a law that has them because I am interested in saving as many lives as we can.